perfect, you don't make mistakes. I am loved by you the way I'm made. You made me on purpose, and I am not broken. You remind me of the truth that you have spoken over me. I am yours, I'm enough, that I am loved deeper than the sea. You made me to be. You made me on purpose, and I am not broken. You remind me of the truth that you have spoken over me. I'm enough, and I am loved deeper than the sea. You made me to be gloriously free. Gloriously free, yeah. Gloriously free, free. Gloriously free.
Welcome to Story Lab. This week, we're learning about a guy whose unique story was straight fire. Hey, I'm Skylar.
And I'm Sebastian.
And today, we're talking about how God wants us to discover the unique way we're created. Hey, Sebastian, you look a little lost.
I'm not lost, but my ingredients are. I'm making my Aunt Paulette's world famous pancakes.
Ooh, can I help you look?
Sure, I know I need eggs, and I left them somewhere.
Only you, Sebastian.
Nope.
Oh, found the eggs.
Right, that's where I was when I remembered I needed flour.
Operation Find the Flour is a go. You found the flour?
No, but I did find my geometry homework
Great.
from last semester.
Yikes.
It was right here, right under this big bag.
You did find the flour.
This searching is making me hungry.
Focus! Aunt Paulette's world famous pancakes are not going to cook themselves.
The search continues.
Eggs, flour, butter, salt, and milk. Oh, I can almost taste those buttery flapjacks. Are we missing anything?
The recipe. Aunt Paulette never gave it to me before she moved to Uruguay.
You don't have the recipe?
I guess I forgot that part.
So, how about we bake something that doesn't need an official recipe?
Let's make it.
Welcome to the Story Lab kitchen.
Welcome to Story Lab Kitchen. Now here are your hosts, Skylar and Sebastian.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're making a pound cake. Make sure you have an adult to help you use the oven.
So, where are all the other ingredients?
This is it. Just butter, eggs, flour, and sugar.
So, what's the recipe?
That's the coolest part. It's less about a recipe and more about a ratio.
I thought a ratio played music.
Not radio, silly Sebastian. Ratio.
Oh.
A ratio is how two or more things compare to each other.
So if I had 2 green apples and 1 red apple, and I do, we could say the ratio to green apples to red apple is 2 to 1.
Correct? But where do you get those apples?
I got them from the Apple store.
For our pound cake, we'll use this ratio.
1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Oh, so we'll use each of the 4 ingredients in equal parts.
Right. In this case, it will be equal by weight. Since it's a pound cake, that works out to 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of flour, and 1 pound of eggs. I gotta crack these first. Try not to get any shells in the batter. Now you're gonna wanna thoroughly mix all of your ingredients. Looks good. Now we need to put this into a bundt pan. And this will go in the oven for about 70 minutes.
Ratios, who knew?
But it gets even cooler. Because we can take most of the same ingredients, use a different ratio, and get a whole different dessert.
Teach me your ways, dessert diva.
Instead of this ratio for pound cake, we'll use this ratio. That's 1 part sugar, 2 parts butter, and 3 parts flour by weight. Combine those ingredients and you have the batter for shortbread cookies, which I just so happened to whip up earlier.
Oh, best episode ever.
All right, We gotta put both of these in the oven.
And while we wait, it's time for...
The story before the story.
Today, we're in the book of Exodus, the second book of the Bible.
God made a beautiful world, but when people turned away from God, the world was broken.
God had a plan to rescue people and restore us to relationship. God chose one family, the Israelites, and promised to bless the whole world through them.
But the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt for hundreds of years. They cried out to God for help, and God answered.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Jen, and our story today is about Moses, one of those Israelites enslaved in Egypt. Moses was an ordinary guy who did extraordinary things through the power of God. Moses was actually raised by the Egyptian Pharaoh's daughter. He grew up in the household of the Pharaoh, who made life so hard for the Israelites. After he grew up, Moses did something he knew would anger Pharaoh. So Moses ran away from his home in Egypt and started a whole new life as a shepherd. But God had bigger plans for Moses. One day, Moses was taking care of some sheep when he discovered something really amazing. A bush that was on fire, but didn't burn up.
This bush is on fire. How is it not burning up? Maybe I've been out in the sun too long.
Moses drew closer to the bush, but then
Moses,
God spoke to Moses through the burning bush.
Moses,
Here I am.
do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, because the place you are standing on is holy ground.
Moses was understandably terrified.
I have seen how my people are suffering in Egypt. I have heard them cry out. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh. I want you to bring the Israelites out of Egypt. They are my people.
But Moses was scared. He didn't believe he could ever do something so big.
Who am I to do this job? I'm a nobody.
I will be with you.
What if the people don't listen?
God promised to give Moses a sign so the Israelites would listen to him.
What do you have in your hand?
A walking stick?
Throw it on the ground. Take the snake by the tail.
What just happened? A walking stick turns into a snake, turns into a walking stick. But even with yet another incredible sign after that one, Moses was still not convinced.
I've never been a good speaker. Please send someone else to do it.
What about your brother Aaron? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you. I will help both of you speak. I will teach you what to do.
At last, Moses chose to trust God and accept the giant-sized mission. Even though Moses was still afraid, God had promised to be with him every step of the way. Moses and Aaron confronted Pharaoh, and eventually, after a series of plagues like frog hail and locusts, Pharaoh finally allowed the Israelites to leave. God's people were free at last because God had given Moses a unique story, one that made him perfectly suited to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. The end.
Wow, Moses had a really unusual life.
That's right. And everything that happened to him, good and bad, helped make him ready to make a difference.
He wasn't perfect, but he sure changed history.
Right? When God wants you to make a difference, God will make a way for it to happen.
So,
What's our part in the story?
You can start by looking at the unique way God created you. Uniqueness has to do with learning more about yourself so you can make a difference. Part of that is discovering what you're good at or what comes naturally to you.
Like art, or solving problems, or making people laugh.
You can definitely use all of those things to make a difference for other people.
Sometimes it's your unique story that helps you make a difference. Even the hard things. Like if you get sick a lot, you know the best ways to help and comfort a friend when they get sick.
Or maybe your family has had to move around a lot, so you've had to be the new kid at school several times.
It might not be easy, but it may help welcoming the other new kids.
God has unique ways for each one of us to make a difference.
And if you aren't sure, talk to God about it.
When we follow Jesus, God sends the Holy Spirit to live with us. We can always rely on God's power and wisdom and creativity to help us make a difference.
Hope we've made a difference in your day.
Me too. See you all next time.
Bye. So here's the thing. God made you to make a difference. Cake and cookies, similar ingredients.
Yet each delicious in their own unique way.
I have to say, when you use ratios, baking is pretty easy.
It's not just easy, Sebastian. It's a piece of cake.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab.
See you next time.
We're gonna make this again.
So I think we know what happened last time.
This is it.
That wasn't it.
I know! Right.
I think when the chemical compound was exposed to air, it created a chain reaction we couldn't come back from. So, we do everything exactly the same, except we just keep it in a vacuum-sealed device. Like this.
Let's do this.
We did it!
Didn't do it. Why isn't it working?
I don't know.
It's not doing anything.
It looks cooler in the pictures.
Oh, hello everyone, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Lawson. And welcome to the So-and-So Show.
Lawson was trying to show me an experiment called rainbow fire, something like that, right?
Yeah, somebody told me burning certain chemicals would make cool colored flames.
Well, obviously, that someone didn't know what they were talking about.
Or there's a chance I didn't remember it correctly.
Maybe we should talk to somebody else.
I know who we can talk to. Please welcome someone's who knows stuffs. Come on in, take a seat, take a seat.
Here,
Welcome,
there's a chair
welcome.
there.
That's for you.
Bring that around.
I'll stay in here.
So glad to have you. So I think some of our viewers may know you too, but for those that don't, tell us who you are and what you know.
Well, my name is Skylar.
And I'm Zeke.
And we have our own show where we explore science and art and how that can teach us something about God.
Wow.
I mean, that does sound cool, but you two are pretty young. You think you could teach us about science?
Well, we still have a lot to learn, but yeah, I'd say we're pretty good at this science stuff.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
So we were trying to light this on fire, right?
Wait, what?
So we were trying to light this on fire?
Okay, what are you lighting on fire?
I think it's table salt.
You think?
This is bad.
Yeah, rule number 1, never use fire without adult supervision.
And rule number 2, make sure you know what you're trying to light on fire. That could be really dangerous.
Yeah, that makes sense. But somebody told me how you can make different colored flames, and I figured...
I love rainbow fire.
In fact, we just did a similar experiment on our show.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah, should we?
Let's do it!
So, anytime you work with fire, you probably want to do it on a non-flammable surface. Here we have a tinfoil covered baking pan.
Also, don't burn random things, Lawson. It can be dangerous and toxic if you don't know what you're doing.
Never again.
And it's always good to do these types of experiments with a trusted adult.
And that's why I'm here.
Right. Trusted adult, non-flammable surface, and don't just burn stuff.
So we have before us 2 different chemical samples on the end of wood skewers that are flammable. When they burn, they will produce different colored flames.
Whoa, okay.
And you'll need these. Take one down.
That's for you.
Thank you.
All right, so Lawson, hold this skewer. You will turn on the torch and slowly turn the skewer as you run the blue flame across the chemical, which is called lithium chloride. Lights! Go ahead and light it. As you can see, it produces a bright red flame.
Whoa, that is so cool.
Right?
Whoa.
Lights!
Do you know how it does that?
Oh, yeah. Well, different atoms, or the tiny little bitty building blocks of what makes stuff, have different structures. And when you heat up those structures, they emit different wavelengths, which create different colors. Would you like to do another one?
Yes, please.
So this one is copper sulfate. What color do you think it will be?
Well, copper is usually like a bronze, so I'm gonna go with bronze.
Lights!
All right.
What?
Wow, that's so cool.
That's really amazing.
All right, lights. You know, Skylar, Zeke, you know a whole lot more about science than we do. We couldn't have done this show without you. Hey, thanks for coming.
Anytime.
Glad
Thanks
to
for
be
having
here.
us.
Yes, and we also couldn't do the show without this next part.
Ooh, can we?
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey, Kellen.
How's it going?
Just making some rainbow fire.
Sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah, could it get any better?
Can you help me tell the Bible story?
It just got better.
Yes, please.
Excellent. It's time now for Human Head Puppet Theater. Our story today is from the book of Exodus. It's about one of the most famous people in the Old Testament, Moses.
Let my people go.
Yes, Moses would lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but this was way before that. Okay, maybe not that far back, but it is true. When Moses was a baby, he was in danger. So his mom saved his life by placing him in a basket near the Nile River. He was found by the Pharaoh's daughter and was kept safe. Some time after that, Moses, as an adult, went to live in a place called Midian. And this is where we pick up our story today. Moses had run away from Egypt, and he had become a shepherd and was watching his sheep.
Here, sheep. Here, sheep. Come hither, sheep.
When all of a sudden,
What's that? It's a burning bush. Sheep, you know what I think? I think I'll go over there and see this strange sight. Why doesn't the bush burn up?
Moses! Moses!
Here I am.
Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals.
I don't think I can.
I'll pop in here. That was kind of wild, right? Moses was there taking care of his sheep, and then boom, God talks to him through a burning bush. Moses was probably a little taken aback, but then God says this to Moses: I am the God of your father. I am the God of Abraham. I am the God of Isaac, and I am the God of Jacob. When Moses heard that, he was afraid to look at God.
I have seen how my people are suffering. I am sending you to bring the Israelites out of Egypt. They are my people.
Okay, look. Who am I to go to Pharaoh? I mean, who am I?
I will be with you.
Moses didn't think that he should be the person to confront Pharaoh, but God knew that Moses was made to make a difference. So to help Moses believe, God gave Moses a sign.
What do you have in your hand?
A walking stick?
Throw it on the ground. Reach your hand out. Take the snake by the tail.
Oh. Then God gave Moses another sign.
Put your hand inside your coat.
Ah!
Now put it back in your coat.
Oh, wow. I mean, wow. Huh. Lord, it's just, I've never been a good speaker.
It is I, the Lord. Now go. I will help you speak. I will teach you what to say.
Maybe you could send someone with me.
Seriously, is this my only part in this story?
What about your brother Aaron? Tell him what to say. I will help both of you speak.
Okay.
God saw how Moses was unique. He saw the qualities that Moses had and how Moses would be the best person to lead the Israelites to freedom. And guess what? That's what happened. With his brother Aaron's assistance, Moses delivered God's message to Pharaoh. And finally, Pharaoh freed the Israelites from Egypt. The end.
Great story.
Yes, you know, I can sometimes feel like Moses, like I'm not the right person for the job.
I get that. But here's the thing. God has made each of us unique. So we each have a unique way we can make a difference.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Kellen.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll see you next time.
Bye, Kellen. You know, Brandon, I think Skylar and Zeke really made a difference today because God made them good at science.
Yeah, that's one of the ways that they are unique.
Right, and I wonder, what's unique about me?
Oh, let's all wonder together. Reveal the question.
What's unique about you? Brandon?
Well, I feel like God made me really great at thinking through people's problems and making people laugh. Oh, and I can hit a no-look ping pong serve every single time.
And I am able to hold my breath for over 2 minutes. And I'm really good at doing people's financial planning while they hold their breath.
That is totally unique.
I guess so, but how can God use it?
Time will tell. But until then, that's all the time for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show. Are you holding your breath right now? A little bit. How do you hold your breath a little bit? Okay. All right, well, that makes sense. So you're right in there.
Should we?
Let's do it!
Do what?
Hey,
what are we doing? Where
no,
is it?
it's
Is
a-
it coming down?
we're
Is
not-
it eating
we're
me?
okay. We're
What's
not-
up?
hey, no, it's okay. You can come out. Where'd he go?
Cut.
Is that allowed to be?